Hey, this is Tesla News Tonight here again. It's another weekend and it's another rainy weekend. It actually seems like, I don't know if it's the chemtrails in the sky or whatever it might be, but it actually seems like this stuff happens on purpose. I mean, honestly, it's crazy when I think about it. Like, it ends up raining basically every weekend. It's like part of the psyop, right? To depress the regular people. Will depress you by making it rain on you every single day. Well, who knows, right? Or will screw you over by pretending to help you with our union organizations when in fact our unions suck. Our unions are terrible. Our unions don't do anything. Guess what unions did for me? They slept during an important meeting of mine. That's not normal. Yeah, so the United Auto Workers Union must suck as well because they're destroying the lives of the workers that work within that union. The workers that sign up to be protected and advised and informed by their union. I'm still basically getting over being sick. I think it's just I think it's just stress. I've been stressed out for so long that I've been feeling like crap for so long. But anyway, this is Tesla News Tonight. I wish you all peace, love, and prosperity. But this ain't done. This ain't done. This ain't done. I'm going to give you some news, pre recorded audio that I did on the United Auto Workers Union strike. So here we go. Hello, everyone. This is Tesla News Tonight. Thank you for subscribing to me, your humble narrator, Tesla News Tonight, right here on Substack. This is from Sawyer Merritt on X. Quote, I believe that when Biden said UAW members should get a 40% raise, that he didn't fully understand the negative consequences this decision would have on companies like GM, Ford, and Stellantis. If these automotive companies end up going bankrupt as a result, it could mean that no UAW member will have job security anymore. End quote. Is it possible that an entire industry, besides Tesla, Rivian, BYD, and maybe some others, will be the only companies left in a few years? Or will the United States government bail Legacy Auto out of this jam, although they don't honestly have the means to do so? Boy, the cracks are clearly visible. We're far beyond reconstruction. The separation of Tesla and the state is like the ever-growing global wealth gaps. This will be something I cover in my Tesla versus the macro series. I'm also going to be going over a chart that features capitulation. Capitulation is where I think we might be. So I'm going to use that capitulation chart titled Be the Change. I have to look up the original source of that one. And I will definitely research and dive deep on that one. I'm going to end up recording a whole episode about it. I mean, I have so many different sources that I can really go to when it comes to that. I'm also going to be getting into world, GDP, and then, like I said about the separation of Tesla and the state being like the ever-growing global wealth gaps that we see in the world, I'm going to be going over the human population versus Bot Pop. That's Tesla's humanoid robot Optimus. And why am I going to go over that? I don't know. I mean, some people don't understand exactly what's going on with the UAW and how vital it is. I mean, it is possible that an entire industry besides Tesla, Rivian, and maybe BYD are going to be the only ones left in a few years. I don't know if the government is going to bail out all these legacy auto companies, or at least the big three, in the UAW, GM, Ford, and Stellantis. But whether they do or they don't, the United States does not have the money. There's way too much debt. Between the debt that GM, Ford, and Stellantis has and the debt that the United States government has, nobody's really bailing anybody out. The taxpayers are going to pay for it all. And that's when I see the cracks ever expanding, growing, getting bigger, longer, deeper. The crumbling is upon us, and it's only getting worse. And this is only within one industry. Other industries will have to change as well. Other industries will have to be rebuilt as well, as they will be demolished and reconstructed, or constructed, but maybe as something else. President Biden visited the UAW picket line, where the UAW employees were on strike. And President of the United States, Joe Biden, said that workers deserve a 40% raise. Biden spoke briefly, and he joined the striking workers as he gave a speech from UAW President Shawn Fain. And there's an image that was posted here by Jeremy K. And this is from the Sawyer Merit post on X, so you'll be able to find it there if you would like to. You'll see the image of UAW President Shawn Fain in the background. Almost looks funny, like he's ready to pounce on Joe Biden or something. Like there's tension, like there's pent up feelings of some sort. Like he just has to be there, and he has to stand there, and he has to take it. Almost as if he knows or suspects severely that something seriously bad is on the horizon for him. Does he know? And Joe Biden is seen holding a megaphone. It's just so old school. It's just so old. And I'm not talking about him. I'm not talking about all the jokes that were made about him. Really, I'm not talking about that. The megaphone thing. There aren't that many people left that even think of strikes or see strikes the way strikes used to be done. It's not the 70s anymore. This isn't the 70s anymore. And Biden isn't even attacking this like President Carter was back in the 70s. And General Motors destroyed their first decent enough electric vehicle, their first generation, if you want to call it that. You could even say it was a second generation electric vehicle that General Motors made. Yet they crushed the things, ridiculously crushed the things. And they're not the only ones that didn't take this transition seriously. And Toyota is kind of a sleeper. They don't seem to be taking anything seriously, but Japanese investment is mostly about diversification, strongly about diversification, and strongly about dividend-paying investments and long-term investment strategies. However, the separation of Tesla and the state being the UAW, the state means GM, Ford, and Stellantis. UAW, GM, Ford, and Stellantis, along with POTUS, and the UAW President Shawn Fain, it's legacy, it's old, it's the megaphone, it's the old striking. It's not going to work. And Tesla will definitely prevail. And the products that are being laughed about now are going to be in homes all over the world years after. We'll be laughing about it then, but none of those people that were laughing will even consider that they were wrong. They'll just buy the product. That's kind of the saddest part for me, but I believe in a better future. All of this bad news isn't really bad news. I mean, people will end up being fired, you know, people will no longer have job security, but I think it's happening to the right people. I mean, I'm not saying they deserve it, but I think it will be a challenge that they should be willing to accept. They should be willing to excel after they move on. We'll see what ends up happening. Joe Biden said that the workers of the UAW deserve the 40% raise, but just like Sawyer Merritt is saying here, it's going to have serious negative consequences, and it's going to end up bankrupting companies like GM, Ford, and Stellantis, and it really could mean that zero UAW members will have job security anymore. All of the people that are seen in this photograph with UAW President Shawn Fain and POTUS Joe Biden. But it's the smallest things that are actually most important. And when I mention Tesla now, I really only think about them as the automaker. Although there's Tesla Energy too. But regardless, it's all battery technology, and you have to look up Tesla's 2170, Tesla's 4680 cells, those battery cells, and all of the companies that they work with. Although Tesla makes their own. Tesla has in-house batteries. They make their own batteries in-house, and they provide those batteries in their own vehicles. Although they have deals with other companies. Will they ever need to break those deals with those other companies? Perhaps. If they do not move at the speed of Tesla, then perhaps they will. That's disruption. This is Tesla News Tonight. I wish you all peace, love, and prosperity. Thank you for subscribing to Tesla News Tonight right here on Substack. I'll be back with more, for sure. No doubt about it. And I got a lot more to say. And I got a lot more news and information to provide you with. Plus, I'll always give you all of my reviews on the news, my opinions on all of the topics within that news, and of course, I'll give you my ridiculously psychotic speculations on all sorts of wild and crazy matters that all have to do with Elon Musk and all of Elon's teams. Later.
We ain't done yet. So I just got a couple of little notes on that little audio clip that I recorded on my Zoom recorder, my Zoom 4-track recorder, that is. So, Tesla News Tonight here. Rivian is going down, all right? I mean, here's what's going to happen with Rivian. Rivian's selling that pickup truck, right? The R1T or whatever it's called, or RT1, whatever it is. I think it's the R1T. Rivian's pickup truck is going to die when the Cybertruck comes out because the specifications of the Tesla Cybertruck are going to completely dominate the Rivian. The good thing is that Rivian is ahead of the bunch, except, with the specifications. I think that's why Tesla kind of maybe, is okay with not putting the vehicle out just yet. Let Rivian kind of have their moment in the sun, let them develop the pickup truck, let them see the sales and see if they can make revenue off of that. But I actually think that, because of Rivian's debt, because of how Rivian's business works, because of how little money they make when they sell their vehicles, I don't really see them making it too far into the future. Plus, they're selling the R1T and then the Cybertruck comes out and that just basically devours Rivian as a company. 40% means that we're way behind. Okay, what I mean by that is, our POTUS, right, was picketing, or whatever you want to call it. He had his, I feel like Curious Peggy now. Joe Biden had his picket sign and his megaphone, right? And he's declaring, these American workers need a 40% raise. That's great for America, right? That's great for America, isn't it? No, it's not great for America. It's not great for Americans. It's not great for people that are going to lose their money and lose their jobs. They're going to get a raise and then they're going to go broke because the company's going to go broke and they're going to fire the employees and then that's it. So they're going to go from getting a little bit of a raise for a little bit of time to being unemployed for who knows how long. And with the skills they have, hopefully they get another job really quickly. Hopefully, like I said in the pre-recorded part of the podcast, that they accept the challenge and they, strive and thrive and make it through and forget about the old legacy company that they worked for before, and they're doing whatever else now, making more money hopefully, and feeling freer and feeling better, and they don't have to worry about the United Auto Worker union or any union at all, hopefully. So there was that, the 40% raise being way behind. What I mean by that is basically that it's too little too late. This is happening in a lot of industries. You're going to see it, especially, state by state. You could look at the state workers that work for your particular state and ask them, So, again, if you come into contact with any state employees that work in the state you live in, if you're in the United States of America, then see what happens with them. I mean, you could probably do the same thing in all of North America, especially Canada, pretty much. Is going to end up being a lot like the United States of America, if not even further along in the the digression of things to come, pretty much. And then immigrants everywhere, Egypt now. I just saw that pop up on my news feed, so I'm going to look into that. Apparently, we got a bunch of immigrants that are crossing the border trying to get into Egypt now. So you're going to have all of these nations that are, good to go, ready to go, more developed, and all these people are going to want to get into those nations. You're going to have refugees left, right, and center, and people aren't going to know what to do with them, and the governments aren't going to know what to do with them, how to deal with them. They're going to, try to throw out the red carpet, and then the people that are, the residents are going to complain, and it won't end. It won't end that way. And then you have the megaphone versus X. So we had our POTUS, the President of the United States of America, Joe Biden, and he was on a megaphone saying that American workers for, Ford and GM, or who's striking? Is it Ford, GM, Stellantis, whatever it is? The old, stupid legacy companies that are way behind, and they're not implementing change, and they're more quickly becoming obsolete. And it really seems like, the government, the United States government, is just going to bash them and actually ruin their lives in a more quick fashion than they would have normally, because these people might be struggling. These people might be feeling, consequences of not getting raises like they should have. Pretty much, I was talking recently about the difference between a company like McDonald's and a company like Ford. And if you just look percentage by percentage, you're going to see that those McDonald's employees are getting paid more money. They're getting bigger raises. They're getting better raises. They're getting raises accordingly. And that's why typically you end up seeing happier customers at a McDonald's. But I actually recently just posted on my Google Maps that had a very disgruntled McDonald's employee that was being an idiot to me and ruining the rest of my week when I was just trying to pick up some fast food on a Friday night after a long week of work. But hey, what can I do about that, right? There's a lot I want to do. But, revenge is a dish that I don't want to eat. I don't want to serve. I don't really care about it. So yeah, Rivian is going to go down. And I think the Cybertruck is going to be the death nail, the death blow for Rivian. Although I do root for them for sure. I definitely root for Rivian. I think I like the trucks. I mean, they look cool. I like that special door that they have on the side. It's like a doggy door or like a secret slip you the stuff door. I don't know. But it's a cool, innovative concept. 40% raise for these UAW workers is way behind because they should have already been incrementally getting their 40%. That's the McDonald's comparison there. Immigrants everywhere. Egypt now. So I'm going to do some more research on the immigrants that are heading into Egypt and the kind of effects that it's going to have on Egypt and the kind of effects that it's going to have on the immigrants that are going over there to Egypt as well. My hair keeps from this side keeps going into my lip. It always does that. Historically, it's always done that. But I'm an idiot. My facial hair doesn't grow, but I guess I could say I keep growing it. And then you got the megaphone versus X. And the point of what I'm saying there is
the President of the United States of America is speaking on a megaphone. The President of the United States is speaking on a megaphone rather than being on a social media platform where he could reach so many more people. And I don't know, maybe when the President of the United States of America does reach out to people on X, maybe he does do that quite often and get reach, but I don't think I follow him yet. This is Tesla News Tonight. Well, I already signed off before, so you know pretty much everything. And subscribe to Tesla News Tonight on Substack. Otherwise, you're going to end up seeing this like 2, 3, 4 weeks late. Don't do that. Subscribe to Tesla News Tonight on Substack now. I ain't got more time because I got to record more videos later.